Shalom, shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem HaKakodash. Alright, double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who were well. And peace and salutations to all you all came out there preaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth for truth and sincerity in your hearts and for the love of the gospel. Alright, I'm the brother Shamaria from Great Millstone Branch, Gary, Indiana, coming at you with another lesson. Alright, today's lesson is going to be about Numbers 35th chapter, okay? And Esau's judgment, Numbers 35 and 33. Now, when the scripture was written, it was talking to the children of Israel. But I'm applying this to Esau Edom because he defiled this land by what? By blood. When you think back in history, what? The coming of Cristobal Colon to America. He slaughtered the southern kingdom. Alright, he slaughtered the southern kingdom from North America to South America. Then he went to the west coast of Africa, the east coast of Africa, and gathered up Israelites. Okay, he gathered up Israelites and took them to the Western Hemisphere, and shedded their blood. Okay, and when you think about that, and still to this day he shed our blood. All right, when you think about that, it's double fold. That's why I wanted to get it. But this is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shedded it." All right, so who shedded the blood of the children of Israel? All right, all of these heathen nations shedded the blood of the children of Israel, but it's starting with Esau Edom. Okay, Esau Edom has done a remarkable amount of damage in the last couple of hundred years that he's been ruling. Okay, since the 1700s, he's been doing damage to the children of Israel. Even before that, all right, you got to think about the time of the Romans. He was still shedding the blood of the children of Israel. I'm talking about specifically in this land. Okay, now this land is going to be cleansed by fire, but he also going to pay for all of those years that he shedded the blood of our people. All right, that's why his judgment is going to be so perplexed. Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel 35 and 1. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel 35 and 1. "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it." All right, now when you look up the word Mount Seir, when you look into what Mount Seir is, it's the dwelling place of Esau Edom, right? But more importantly, when you go into the book of Deuteronomy, you see that Mount Seir is the only thing that the Lord has given unto Edom. Mount Seir is his inheritance, if you will. All right, it's Deuteronomy 2 and 12. "The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them, when they had destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their stead, as Israel did with the land of his possession, which the Lord has given unto them." So the Lord gave them Mount Seir. So anything that Esau possessed that's not Mount Seir, he stole. He took it. All right. Because the Lord didn't tell him to go and get that land. If the Lord gave you a land, then you go and receive your inheritance. But if the Lord didn't give it to you, then it's not yours. So going back to Ezekiel, all right, 35, just to point out who was Mount Seir and who dwelt there. All right, verse 3. "And say unto it," so what we're saying unto what Mount Seir, which is Esau Edom. "We say unto Esau Edom, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee." So the Lord is against you. "I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate." So what? The Lord was going to stretch out his hand against thee. All right, so he's going to destroy you. Okay, and he's going to destroy your land. Okay, it says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. Because what America is known as what? The molten pot. All right, America is the headquarters for Esau Edom's wicked elite. All right, America is their headquarters, man. America is what known as the most richest and most powerful nation on the face of the earth. Okay, and the Lord is going to make this land desolate, because what he rose them up, he rose America up just like he rose Pharaoh up. All right. America not the only superpower that was in the history of the world. Every superpower there was, the Assyrians, all right, the Babylonians, Persian Medes, man, the Greeks, the Romans, all of these are superpowers, man. The Lord rose these superpowers up just to throw them down and to show His might. It's the same thing with America. It says, "I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord." And here's the point. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shedded the blood of the children of Israel by a force of the sword, at the time of their calamity, and at the time that their iniquity had an end." All right. So when He freed us, when He let us go as slaves, He never stopped shedding our blood. Okay. He never, still to this day, He's still shedding our blood. All right. Not only by force of the sword, but also symbolically. By what? Because we all know that what wages the wages of sin is death, right? That blood is symbolic of death. He put stumbling block before our people. He bribed our people to he bribes our people with gifts, all right, to get them to lie and deceive the masses. Okay? So whoever Esau Edom is setting up to do that, that man has to pay for his sins, and he's got to pay for the sins of all the people he's deceiving. But Esau Edom is the one that put him up to it. So he's going to pay a harsher judgment. All right, and that harsher judgment is going to be slavery in the kingdom of heaven, or thermonuclear missile fire, either or. Okay? I don't really know exactly who judgment or what judgment is there for everybody. I just know what the scriptures say, you know. But it says, verse 6, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." Because what? Esau Edom is, he has a bloodlust. Okay? This devil has a bloodlust. All right? Excuse me. He had a bloodlust when he shedded the blood of the of so-called Latinos and Native Americans when he came over here to conquer this land. He shedded the blood of so-called Negroes when he brought slaves over here, and he never stopped shedding our blood, and he's not going to stop until the Lord comes back. And because that happened, the Lord is going to eradicate this land. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. All right, but that was the point. The Lord is going to cut this land off. All right, he's gonna, because he hates Esau Edom. He loves to hate him. He's the perfect villain. Okay, but the angle that I wanted to come at this lesson was the book of Jeremiah, and then in the book of Psalms 10, because Jeremiah 50, it tells you that he lays snares for our people. He laid traps. All right, he lays traps for our people to get them to go off, and he's shedding the blood by the force of the sword, and he's also shedding our blood by causing our people to stumble, causing our people to fall in doctrine, by way of understanding. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and 6. It says, my people have been lost sheep." Excuse me. "My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray." All right, who are the shepherds of the sheep, the followers, or the leaders? All right, Esau Edom set up these leaders by way of bribery. They bribe, and they these leaders, these people follow celebrities. All right, these people, they follow religious figures like T.D. Jakes or Creflo Dollar. All right, or what's the other one? Not Joel Osteen, but I forgot the other guy's name. But anyway, but they set up these pastors to lead the people astray, even the low level pastors. Okay, the pastors in your friendly neighborhood. All right, it says they turn them away on the mountains, and they have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All right, though the mountain to hill is those other doctrines, those doctrines of the idols. Okay, it's because why it says they have forgotten their resting place. They turn them away on mountain to hill. Their resting place is what? and the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Now these people don't want to. These people don't desire the law, statutes, and commandments. But Esau Edom set up these people to lead them astray. Okay. It says all that found them have devoured them. The adversaries have said. Now that's the point that I'm getting at. This is the point. The adversaries have said, which is Esau Edom is our adversary. Our number one adversary is Esau Edom. It says that we offend not because so they're saying we don't offend the Lord because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the hope, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. All right. So that these people put a stumbling block before our people. They put pork and things that doesn't need to be added. The pork doesn't need to be added. They put pork and cheese and shampoo, and they put it in soap. And they put unlawful things in the chicken and the beef and the things that we eat. And then they look to the Lord and say, "Look, they're going off, Lord." You know, because they know that as long as we keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and we got our power, then nothing can come against us. So they keep us going off. That's the agenda of cutting us off from being a people. Like it says in Psalms 83. This is the book of Jeremiah 50 and 8. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth. See, remove out of the midst of Babylon. So remove yourself out of the teachings of the society. That's what it means when it says remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he goats before the flocks. So be a leader before the flocks by following what is truth. All right. Now, once we get Psalms 10. Psalms 10 gives a very marvelous description of how Esau Edom operates. This is the book of Psalms 10. Uh, Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the the, covet, the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. So they bless mischief. Anything that the Lord abhorreth, they bless it. That goes into the Isaiah that turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. All right. Now, later on in this chapter, I actually want to jump down because it gets to how they set stumbling blocks before our people. That was the point that I was making. There it is, verse 8. It says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and in secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor." The word privily means privately. Okay, and you know that by what you have something called the war on drugs. Esau Edom is the one who brought the drugs into the society of Jake and into the neighborhoods of Israelites. All right, they brought the drugs into the ghettos, and then it's all to set up prison penitentiaries to make money off Jake. Okay, so you set the stumbling block before us. They sit in the lurking places. They they drop. It's been proven that they drop crates of guns. Man, you have plenty of testimonies from people that's not even in the truth, but people finding crates of guns that should not be available on a commercial market. All right, these are military grade weapons. Who's gonna leave a crate of military grade weapons in an alley in a highly populated gang neighborhood? Okay, only Esau Edom would do something like that. All right. So he says in secret places doth he murder the innocent. He murdered the innocent in secret places. He put the drugs out in the street so our women can be prostitutes. All right. He put the drugs out in the street so our people can rob and kill each other for it. All right. He says his eyes are privily set against the poor. All right. It says he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. So it's a trap, it's a snare. All right. Esau Edom set these snares up for our people, but he doesn't know that the Lord is causing him to set these snares up just so we can pay for it in the kingdom of heaven. And that's the main point of this lesson. The Lord had him shed all the blood of the children of Israel because what our people was going off. But in the latter end, in the day of our kingdom, he's going to have to pay for that blood. Okay? That's going to be the reward of the saints. Okay? He croucheth and humbleth himself at the poor by fall. It says, he croucheth and humbleth himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. It says, he saith in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hid his face. He will never see it. So this devil really think that the Lord not watching him do his mischief. He really think that the Lord actually has him doing his mischief. When you go into the book of Proverbs 21, it says what? Proverbs 21 verse 1, it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. All right, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord, Esau Edom is doing exactly what the Lord wants him to do. So why? Because he can pay for it in the kingdom of heaven. All right. This is the book of Psalm 7. Is it 9? I have to look this one up in my scriptures. I think it's 12. Actually, it's 11. Because everything that this devil is doing is going to come upon his own head. Psalms chapter 9, verse 15. Psalms 9 and 15. It says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, in the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Now, how's that? Because all of these traps that they set up for Jake, all of the ways that they got Jake going off, sinning against the Lord, perishing, dying, bleeding out, all right, because what? The wages of sin is death. Okay? So not only do they kill us in the streets by the force of the sword, but they also kill us by committing wickedness. All right? But they don't know that they're going to have to pay for that in the kingdom of heaven. So they set a net for Jake, and Jake fall into the trap, but they don't know they're being trapped themselves, just not in this lifetime. It's epic. It says, the heathen are sunk down into a pit that they have made. So you make a trap for somebody else, and you get caught in your own trap. It says, in the net which they had hid, in their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment he executeth, and the wicked is snared in the work of their own hands. See? The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Now, if you jump to Psalms 11 and 5, it says what? Psalms 11 and 5. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked in him. 6. Psalm 11 and 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. All right, so this is going to be the cup that you drink. So live it up, basically. So live it up. You know, do your worst, because in the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna have to pay double. The book of Lamentations, chapter 5, and the last couple verses. Lamentations 4. Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. So they ain't gonna have no covering in the day of the Lord. When that cup is passed unto thee, They're not gonna have no cover in the dark day. All right. It says the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So it's over. It says he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So that's the day that the Lord is coming back. When he deliver Israel, then Edom is going to, the role is going to reverse. All of the curses that we suffer on this land, they're going to go upon Edom. Okay? And hopefully, this lesson was edifying. It was just something quick that I wanted to get into, man. I read that scripture in the Numbers, and I wanted to do a lesson on it. I wanted to get Ezekiel 35, and I wanted to see where it goes from there. Hopefully, this lesson was edifying, and everything that Esau Edom has done to our people is going to come back upon his own head. All right, that's the point. All right, until next time, I'm going to say shalom.